Hawks fans, it is a good day. After signing Bryson Graham as the team's senior vice president of basketball operations and Peter Dinwiddie as senior vice president of strategy and analytics, yes, the Atlanta Hawks are making some major moves. They actually bring in multiple players for a pre-draft workout, which includes 2 potential lottery picks, and I am here for it. What just happened is that this reveals a lot about the Atlanta Hawks and what they have planned for the future. And I've said this in videos before, there are a lot of things that the Atlanta Hawks need to take care of. First is the front office, and thankfully those things have gotten taken care of. Honestly, Ansai Salah is still the general manager of the Atlanta Hawks, and he could possibly be that for the foreseeable future. And there still is a possible chance that there is a president of basketball operations coming in, because obviously Bryson Graham was brought in as the senior vice president of basketball operations, and Peter Dinwiddie was brought in for analytics and strategy. So again, there's a strong chance that there still could be someone coming in the coming weeks, but there is a lot going on. And again, it reveals that the Atlanta Hawks are headed in a specific direction. And I'm here to show you who is actually at this pre-draft workout, where the Hawks actually view them on their, board, and whether or not they are possibly a strong contender to be drafted at the number 13 or 22 spot. First round, that is. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and welcome in the show. What's going on, everybody? My name is Walter Pollard, and this is Atlanta Hawks Digest. And like I said, the Atlanta Hawks, they make 2 new hires in their front office, bringing in Bryson Graham and Peter Dinwiddie. And of course, yesterday, my man Chris Tipmore, he elaborated on that, brought in some more information on that. And honestly, he does make me feel better. He does put me at rest to a degree, mainly because we do know that for right now, the foreseeable future, Ansai Salah is the general manager. And this trio, who could possibly become a quartet or whatever, however you put it. But these guys could possibly be putting together a group of guys or somewhat of a community of people that will make solid decisions that could bring in the right people to help Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks return back to the Eastern Conference Finals and possibly even further. Now, let's go ahead and get into it because, of course, Atlanta Hawks AJC beat reporter Lauren L. Williams, she basically reported that per league sources, the Atlanta Hawks had some players in for workouts today. Some of the names mentioned: Asamoah from Georgia, Cliff Omari, help me with the name, guys. But Cliff from Alabama, he, of course, was there as well. Will Richard and Jace Richardson. And, of course, you all know that myself and Chris Tipmore have talked about Jace Richardson and the son of Jason Richardson. I don't know why the name skipped my brain, but anywho, the son of Jason Richardson, former NBA dunk contest winner. So of course he has shown a lot of upside, and he is actually somebody that has been on the list for the Atlanta Hawks a lot, and he could possibly be the number 13 or 22 pick. But we're gonna go ahead and just dive right into each one of those players, what they do look like, and how they could possibly match up with the Atlanta Hawks. Now, the first player, of course, is Asamoah from the University of Georgia, and I'm going to just be quite frank, 6'11", 220. Again, that shows that he's definitely he's in a forward position, you know what I mean? And the Atlanta Hawks could possibly bring him in, not Will Richard, but yeah. Let me bring up my man. Yeah, there we go. So, of course, bringing this young gentleman in, he played in the SEC, and again, the guy can move, he can stretch the floor, and he looks like he can definitely get to the basket and finish. Average 15 points, 6 rebounds, almost 7 rebounds a game, 1 assist, and his field goal percentage was at a 54.3% for the University of Georgia last season. The University of Georgia was definitely looked at possibly getting to, I think they did get to the NCAA tournament. Georgia, they're still definitely trying to return the team back to the NCAA tournament and things of that such. But again, another stretch forward for the Atlanta Hawks. Looks solid from the arc. He looks as if he's able to make the three and make the critical shots or the spot up shots. And again, with 33 games played, 29 minutes per game, he shoots at a 54% clip, 29% from the three-point line, a 74% from the field. So this young man does know how to shoot. 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and 1 steal per game. This is a good look for the Atlanta Hawks. And again, possibly somebody that could be headed to Atlanta. And again, this is one of the guys that was in the pre-draft workout. Again, another guy, Will Richard from Florida. Now, of course, he is a NCAA champion, Will Richard. And this young gentleman, again, another guard, a taller guard at that, 6'4", 206 pounds from Fairburn, Georgia. So this would almost be somewhat of a return home for this guy. And, of course, this past season for the Florida Gators, of course, winning the national champion. But out of 40 games played, he averaged about 31 minutes per game, 48% field goals, 35% from the three-point line. So again, somebody that can shoot the three very well, I might add, and an 84% free throw percentage. Okay, 4 rebounds, about 2 assists per game, almost a block, and about 1.5 steals per game. So this guy would definitely help in the backcourt with Trae, Dyson Daniels, Zaccharie Risacher, and Jalen Johnson. Honestly, looking at the guy, he would almost seem as if he could add some good bench help to the Atlanta Hawks and actually help the Hawks, as far as bench production and scoring and things of that such, because that was something that definitely plagued the Atlanta Hawks last year. It was almost as if once some of the starters went out, we just didn't have the guys to, add some extra time for these guys, because of course once the starters went out, they had to come right back in, because if they didn't, it seemed as if the lead would get too far ahead of us and we just wouldn't be able to do what we needed to do. Now the next person that of course was with the Atlanta Hawks, in the Atlanta Hawks pre-draft workout, was Jace Richardson. Now this is somebody that I know for a fact I've been looking at. Chris Tip Moore, he's talked about it, and he's also shown up on a lot of draft boards and a lot of different draft boards for the Atlanta Hawks last season. Out of 36 games played, he had 25 minutes. He averaged about 25 minutes per game, 49% shooting from the field, 41% from three-point land. So again, the Atlanta Hawks are definitely working to try to increase their three-point shooting production. As you can see, this young man is very good at moving without the ball and also getting that, working off of the pick or shooting off of the pick. Again, 41.2 from the three-point line. 41.2% from the three, 83% from free throw, 3 rebounds per game, 1 assist, about half a block and 1 steal per game. So again, the Atlanta Hawks, they are definitely in search of somebody that can shoot the ball. And I think finally, if I'm not mistaken, we got not the Hawks versus the Knicks, but where's my guy? Yeah, Cliff Omari, or I keep getting his name, but Cliff Omari. I'll say Cliff Omari from the Alabama Crimson Tide. He did at one point play for Rutgers, but nonetheless, this young man, again, this is a game that I'm playing right here that they were playing against the number 1 team at the time, Auburn. And again, this young man last season, 19 minutes per game, 73 from the field. He didn't shoot a lot of three-pointers, so again, 6'11" as a center. So that can help the Atlanta Hawks. Of course, you got one guy that it looks as if he is somewhat of a defender down in the paint. He can get to the basket. He definitely can score. As you can see, his production is 73% from the field, 72% from the free throw, nothing from three-point land. So this isn't a guy that is expected to go shoot from the three. I don't expect him to be picked in the number 1 or number 2 spot, but I would not be surprised if the Atlanta Hawks were to pick him up and add him to the roster for the Summer League and have him work with the Summer League and possibly be developed with the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, just to continue some of the stats: 6 rebounds per game, about 1 assist, 1 block, and about a half a steal per game. So once again, the Atlanta Hawks are definitely in search of somebody that can shoot the three, and also someone that can either be a stretch forward or a center that can defend the paint. So a lot of things are going to be coming down the pike for the Atlanta Hawks, and definitely we will keep you guys updated and informed as these things do come along. Of course, we have multiple trade updates, multiple trade possibilities, because it is still somewhat on the table, though I hope that it would almost get thrown away and Trae Young would just re-sign with the Atlanta Hawks and we just all go home happy. But that's not necessarily the case. And there's still a possibility that we could possibly get someone in for the president of basketball operations. So there are a lot of things that are going to happen. It looks as if the Atlanta Hawks plan on developing this team by committee, starting with Ansai Sala as the general manager, working his way down. And so I'm in high expectations for the Atlanta Hawks, be that they have definitely made the proper moves to put them in the best situation to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals and possibly further. My name is Walter Pollard. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest, and I'm out. Peace.